Mañana. It's already 11 o'clock. Thank you so much, Annie, for being here. Muchas gracias por estar acá. Estamos muy emocionados de esta nueva relación que tenemos con la Universidad de Northeastern en Chicago. La idea es que cualquier persona que sea recomendada por FUNED tiene un descuento en sus programas de inglés. Sabemos que el inglés es una herramienta cada vez más necesaria para tener un buen puesto en el mercado laboral en muchas industrias, ¿no? Ya no nada más para las personas que se dedican al turismo o que trabajan en oficinas transnacionales, sino que pues cada vez todos tenemos que hablar inglés para poder acceder a un buen puesto. Entonces, con mucha alegría les presento aquí a Annie, que es la representante de la universidad. Les va a platicar de los programas presenciales y en línea. Los programas presenciales puede ser una joya porque tendrían la oportunidad de vivir en Chicago y es una de las ciudades más bonitas de Estados Unidos. Además es muy chiquita, no es tan cara. Entonces, bueno, puede llegar a ser muy buena opción. Pero les dejo con Annie para que ella les platique y al final tendremos una sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Annie, thank you so much for being here. The floor is yours.
Muchas gracias, Sofía, y todos los amigos en FUNED, y gracias por venir. No hablo español muy bien, como nivel A2 o B1, entonces yo voy a hablar en inglés, pero ¿cómo se dice? Slides,
Ah,
tiene
presentación.
en español, y yo voy a hablar un poco lentamente y tenemos tiempo para preguntas en el final. Let me share my
Y
screen.
cualquier cosa yo puedo traducir también. Aquí estoy presente y pendiente.
Okay, so thank you again for coming, and congratulations to all of you who are selected as the new scholars in FUNED's program. And we are so excited to be partnering with FUNED and Northeastern Illinois University for our English programs. So I just want to explain a little bit about our university, the English programs that we offer, and the discount that we're offering to students that will be referred by FUNED to our programs. So I'm from Northeastern Illinois University. We're in Chicago, Illinois. And actually in this picture, it looks like they're having a stormy, rainy day. And today in Chicago is the same. So that seems good for today. It's the right picture. My name is Annie Gilbloyer. I'm the director of the School for the Advancement of English Language and Learning, or we call SAIL for short. My email address and my WhatsApp number are there, and you are welcome to contact me anytime. That will also be at the end of the presentation where I'll share that again. But I'm happy to work with any of you students on your questions and your goals for studying English. So Northeastern Illinois University is a public university in Chicago. So you see there that yellow state in the middle of this picture of the United States, that's Illinois. Illinois is in the top 5 states that are receiving international students from other parts of the world. Illinois is in a very, very welcoming state to newcomers and to international students from many different places. And Chicago is the 3rd largest city in the United States. Our university has about 5,500 students in our undergraduate, our graduate, and our English programs. Chicago is an amazing city. I hope you all can come here someday. It's home to many Fortune 500 companies, many world-class museums, cultural sites, sports, just about anything you could want to see, we have here in Chicago. Our university is on a large 67-acre campus that's about 19 kilometers away from the downtown area of Chicago. So we are in a safe residential neighborhood. You can see kind of in this picture over off in the distance and to the right, that's the downtown area from our university. So it's easy to get downtown from our campus using public transportation, the bus and then a train, within about half an hour. So it's nice to be in a large, city, but also in a quiet neighborhood that's a little, away from the downtown area. Our English program, SAIL, has two programs. So the first is our intensive English program. This is a full-time program in person at our campus in Chicago. And then we also offer the SAIL Anywhere online English program. So those are classes that you can take part-time from wherever you are, from your home in Mexico, and still be studying with us English at our university. So I'll talk about the in-person program first, and then go on to the online program. So the intensive English program helps students to build the academic and professional English skills that they will need in order to be successful in their master's degree and in the career, the jobs that you'll be going on to. Students in our program study full-time, so it's 18 hours a week in the fall or spring semesters, or 24 hours a week in the summer term. The summer term has fewer weeks, so we give you more hours each week to make sure that you are getting the same amount of study even in a shorter semester. Our students take 3 core classes at multiple levels of proficiency. So the main classes are listening and speaking, reading and writing, and grammar. So as I mentioned, these are English skills that you will need when you go on to your master's degree program to be successful. So things like helping you to listen and understand a lecture, give a presentation, participate in a classroom debate, read textbooks and academic articles, write essays, write research papers, write professional emails, and do all of this with accurate grammar. Some important features of our program are that the experience of the city of Chicago is integrated into our curriculum. And what this means is that we take our students on field trips out to the museums, to the cultural sites, to many different places around the city of Chicago because it's fun. Right? Because if you're going to come all the way to Chicago, we want you to enjoy your time here, but also because we want to make sure that you have opportunities to be using your English outside of the classroom. So when we go on these field trips, for example, these students in this picture, we took them to the Art Institute of Chicago. It's the big art museum, world-class art museum here in our city. And they had to interview another person who was visiting the museum that day, just to ask them, why did they come here? Where are they from? Why are they interested in art? And it forced them, it gave them that opportunity to talk to somebody else, just a stranger at the museum. Also, we take our students to, for example, Lincoln Park Zoo, and they have to do some research and some writing about the species of animals that they see at the zoo that day. So you'll be using your English, you'll be practicing your skills while also enjoying many parts of the city. All of the instructors in our program have their master's degree in teaching English to speakers of other languages that they earned at our university's TESOL program here. So they're highly trained instructors that really take a strong interest in each of their students individually. Your teachers will know you by name. They'll know a lot about you. They'll give you a lot of specialized feedback on your language learning journey. And the TOEFL exam is offered to students. All new students, when they enter during their orientation, they take TOEFL so that we can place you in your classes at the right proficiency level. And then at the end of the semester, you have the opportunity to take TOEFL again to see how your score has improved. And the cost of the TOEFL is included in the tuition and fees. Students who study in our English program have total access to all of our community, our campus resources. So you'll have access to our library, our campus recreation center, our student health center, computer labs, the cafeteria, everything that the university has to offer will be available to you as a student studying English in our program. We do have campus housing. It's an apartment building called The Nest. It is apartment style, not really dorm style, but full apartments. So 3 women or 3 men live together, or sorry, 4 together, 4 students in each apartment. You can have a private bedroom in the apartment. Each apartment has a full kitchen, so you can cook meals and save money that way by not always having to buy food. There's an exercise center right there in the nest. There's a game room with billiards and ping pong and lots of fun activities that are available in the student housing apartments. Also, student life is a lot of fun here at Northeastern. Students participate in what we call intramural sports, or just sports teams you can join for fun, not high competitive sports, but just fun with other students. We're very close to the Chicago River, so students often go on outings to go canoeing or boating. Many different clubs and activities that students can be involved in during their time here. We had hoped to have one of our former students from Mexico on the call today, but unfortunately they were not available at this for this meeting time. So instead, I'm going to show you a short video of one of our former students. She studied in our program, and then she went on to her Master's of Business Administration here at NEIU. And so you can kind of take it from her, listen to her experience here in our program.
Hello, my name is Nihtari Tavajargal. I'm a student at Northeastern Illinois University. I've studied for 1 year in SAIL program, and now I'm studying for MBA program. To apply master's program or bachelor's program requires a lot of academic English. SAIL program teaches us how to write an academic essay, how to read academic papers, new words, and how to speak in public. Everything that SAIL program teaches helps to study in the master's program. Teachers are awesome. Tuition fee is so affordable, and I have many friends who came from abroad. We can share our cultural difference, experience to studying in the United States. We have some amazing trips around Chicago. I really love Chicago downtown. There are very beautiful buildings and seeing very beautiful view of the lake. Transportation in Chicago is very well organized. There's like no confusion. Have to take a train, have to take a bus. The future potential students who wants to improve their English, who want to develop their education, don't wait. Just start from now. Apply to SAIL program, apply to master's program in here. The SAIL is the best coach to follow your dream.
So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea from one of our students what her experience was like preparing for her master's program here. Our program has 3 semesters each year. So the fall starts in August and it lasts 15 weeks. And if you're interested in studying in the fall, we're accepting applications now, and you should complete the application by June 15th. And I'll talk a little bit more about the application process. The spring semester starts in January. It lasts 15 weeks. And for that term, you need to apply by the 1st of October. And then the summer term starts in May. It lasts 12 weeks, and students should apply by the 1st of March. And we also offer the option of a half semester. So if you're looking for a shorter term program, but you want to come study in person, a half semester for the fall starts in August, but you would stay only for 8 weeks. A half semester in spring is also 8 weeks, so you would come in January but stay just 8 weeks. Or the summer term, which is a little shorter to begin with, the half semester for summer is 6 weeks. So it starts in late May, and you would finish by mid-July. So you can apply for SAIL for any of these periods of time, half semester, 1 semester, or a full year, which is 3 semesters together. You might be wondering, well, how much time would I need to study in a program like this before I would be ready for my master's program? And the answer to that question really depends on a few factors. So it depends on what your level of proficiency in English is now before you're starting. It also depends on what is the level of proficiency that's required by the master's program that you want to go into, because sometimes some programs have a higher standard and some are a little bit lower. And it also depends on just how hard you work when you're in a program like ours. So you can kind of see in this chart, if you're starting at, for example, a high beginner level, like a CEFR A2, you might need something like 4 or so semesters before you would be ready to go on to a master's program. If you have an intermediate level of English, like a B1, you might need anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 semesters in a program like ours. If you have a high intermediate level now and you just need a little bit more work, maybe to get to that C1, you might need just a 1 or at most 2 semesters in our program. So it depends from one student to another. It depends on the master's program that you're going into and what those requirements are. And it depends on how hard you work when you're here. Some students are very dedicated and focused and they move up very quickly. Other students, it may take a little bit longer. So I'll talk a little bit about the costs for our program, and there's a lot of information on this slide. So I will be sharing at the end of the presentation, I'll share a flyer that has this information and some other information about our programs. But so compared to other university-based intensive English programs, we already have one of the lowest tuition rates in the United States. If you're looking in Chicago and the area in our region, there are no other universities that have a lower tuition rate that we have. And we are also very happy to offer a 20% discount on tuition and fees to students that are referred by the FUNED program for both our in-person programs and the online program that I'm going to be talking about very soon. So what that means is if you're coming for the half semester program in person, that's 8 weeks in the fall or spring or 6 weeks in the summer. The tuition and fees with 20% off are $1,760. That includes your textbooks. Oh, sorry, let me go back. Sorry. Okay, that includes your textbooks, your materials, your TOEFL tests, no other fees paid to the university. If you live in campus housing, you'll need about $2,675, or if you want to find your own housing outside of the university, you can do that, and we estimate that you will need $2,800 for that. And then, of course, you'll need some money for your living expenses, for things like health insurance, food, transportation, just the things you'll be doing while you're living here and studying. So for the half semester program, you will need about $5,835. If you're coming for a full semester, so 4 months in the fall or spring, 3 months in the summer, the costs are basically double that, multiply by 2. So tuition and fees with the discount are, I keep moving it too soon. $3,360 for tuition and fees. You'll need money for your housing and you'll need money for living expenses. So altogether, $11,510 US. If you're coming for a full year, 3 semesters with us, altogether, you'll need almost $31,000. And then for our online classes, which again, I will explain in more detail in just a few minutes, but they're 6 weeks long and we offer 3 different courses. Each of those 6-week classes that meets for 4 hours a week With the 20% discount, you will pay $320 for that. So some students start in our online program just to get a taste for what our classes are like. And then sometimes they decide, actually, I want to study full-time. I want to come in person. After studying in the online program, they come and they study in person with us as well. The process to apply for our in-person program is pretty simple. So there's an online application form. There is a $20 application fee that you can pay online through the Flywire system. And then there are some documents that we require so we can issue something called the Form I-20. The Form I-20 is the US government document that you will need in order to apply for your student visa. So those documents are a copy of your passport. There is a financial form that explains the costs of our program and the costs of living while you will be here in the United States. You will read over that and you will complete that form and sign it along with your sponsor. The sponsor is just whoever is going to be paying for you while you are here in the United States. So it might be you. It might be a parent or a family member. It might be, some other source of money that you have to come and study in the United States. You'll complete that form, and then if you are your own sponsor or if a family member is your sponsor, we need a statement from their bank account showing that they have enough money for studies and living expenses while you will be here in the United States. So after we receive those documents, we will create the Form I-20 and we will send that to you with instructions for applying for your visa. There's a $350 fee that you will pay to the US government, and then another fee, $185, so that you can make an appointment for your interview for your student visa. And then I am available to meet with you on Zoom or on WhatsApp to help you practice before you go to your visa interview. Many students like to have that opportunity to think about the kinds of questions that they might ask you at the visa interview, to get a little bit of practice speaking to a person in American English. It helps you to feel more confident when you go for the visa interview. And then if you're granted the visa, you can arrive in the United States up to 30 days before your program begins. I mentioned our part-time online program. So for students who would like to improve their English with a US university without having to travel to the United States, without having to spend all the money to come and to live here, we do offer part-time online classes on Zoom. So these are short courses. They meet for 6 weeks at a time. Typically, we meet twice a week for 2 hours on Zoom, just like we're doing now, but a live class. Usually these are in the early morning hours in Mexico. So it's before you're going to work or you're going to your other classes or your other responsibilities for the day. You can do it in the early morning and then have the rest of your time free for your other activities. We offer 3 classes at multiple levels. Reading and writing, listening and speaking, and then a special course in preparation for the IELTS exam that we offer sometimes by request. The listening and speaking class is our most popular class. Many times students have had some good training in reading English, in writing English, and doing grammar exercises, but they maybe just haven't had a lot of opportunity to do listening and speaking in real time with an American speaker. So that's a very popular class to improve your confidence in listening and speaking English. Those online courses start in June, in September, in January, and March. Because it is a part-time program, not a full-time program, there are fewer hours of study each week. And what that means is you won't move as quickly through the levels of proficiency if you're studying part-time instead of starting full-time. So if you come in person, your English will improve faster. But the online course is still a very good option, and it's more affordable for students who want to study without leaving home. This summer, we are going to be offering our most popular class, the 6-week course focused on listening and speaking skills. So it will be June 30th to August 2nd, meeting twice a week from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. So it is an early morning class, but many students like that because they can do their studies in the morning and then go to work, go to their other responsibilities throughout the rest of the day. The tuition with the discount for FUNED students is $320. You must apply by the 13th of June. I will send you a link to pay your tuition by the 20th of June. And then we'll be having a proficiency test so we can place you in your class at the right level on the 24th of June before the classes start the following week. At this time, we don't have a course scheduled for reading and writing or the IELTS preparation course for this summer, but if we had at least 6 students who wanted to add those courses, we could schedule additional courses in reading and writing or IELTS as well. But definitely the listening and speaking course will be starting next month. So that is my presentation. Feel free to take my email address, take my WhatsApp number, take a picture, go to this QR code, which will take you to a link tree that gives lots of information about our programs and how to get in touch with us. But now I know that there have been some questions popping up in the chat, so let's have a look at those. And I'm happy to answer your questions, either that if you want to type your question or if you want to just turn on your microphone and ask your question, I'm happy to answer those.
Thank you, Annie. If you want, I can read the chat questions and then
Perfect.
go from there. Fernanda asked, ¿de cuántos alumnos son los grupos presenciales? How many students do you have in the in-person groups?
Sure. So in the whole program, there's about 30 or 35 students, and we usually break them into their levels so that there's groups of maybe like 3 different groups. So that means around 10 students in each class. Sometimes it's a little more, 12, 13. We usually don't ever let it get more than 15. But it's usually around 10, and that's good because when there's one professor with 10 students, you really get to know them very well. You get a lot of individualized attention, a lot of focused attention. And that's actually the same in the online classes as well. We keep those classes at 10 or fewer. So it's usually maybe around 8 students in the online classes.
Super, thank you. Laura asks if you can go back so she can take a screenshot for the online program.
Yes, let me share and then I'll go back. So online program, maybe take this screenshot and then I will go to the next one as well.
Okay.
So here's the first one. And then here's the second one with the information about the class that's coming up next month.
Awesome. Maria Guadalupe asks if the 320 are paid in one exhibition.
Yes, so typically we do require the tuition payment for the online program full payment, but just send me an email and a request and we can split it into 2 payments. So you can pay $160 before the class starts and then another $160 a couple of weeks later. So it's maybe 1 payment before and a second payment at the halfway point, 3 weeks into the class.
Super, thank you. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? ¿Alguien quiere abrir su micrófono? Ahí hay una. Thank you so much, Annie and Sofía. You're welcome. ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
I have one question, actually. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, yeah, we can hear you.
I arrived late to this meeting. I'm really interested in studying. I was checking the last 2 slides, and they are for study just as an English course, right? Not to other kind of program, just to study English.
That's right. So all the information. Sorry, so all the information in the presentation is just about our English programs. The online portion was at the end and the in-person program was before that. So the information is different for example, master's degrees or bachelor's degree programs here at our university. Did that answer your question, Laura?
Got it.
Okay.
Yes, totally. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. If you're interested in degree programs, I would be happy to provide some more information about that as well. There's a wide range of bachelor's and master's degrees here at Northeastern, and also a very affordable tuition, although the tuition for degree programs is higher than for the English programs, but still very affordable. Marco, I see your hand is up.
Yeah. Hello, Annie. I had a question. Are there other options times? I remember is the class is 6 to 8 a.m.
Good question. So right now we only have the early morning class scheduled. Mostly we have found that's very popular because students think, oh, okay, well, I have to go to work at 9 a.m. So let me take my class early. But I will say if we had a group of 6 or more who wanted to take an evening class, we could schedule an additional section in the evening, but we would need at least 6 students for that.
Okay, that's
Okay.
good to know. Entonces podemos organizar un grupo de al menos 6 personas y les pueden hacer un grupo especial a ustedes. Si es que se ponen de acuerdo, igual lo pueden ver con Yane y lo organizamos para un horario diferente al de la mañana. La inscripción al curso online es directa con Ani o a través de correo o WhatsApp. So to be able to apply for the online course, is it directly with you or through email?
Yeah, so if I just put in the chat our brochures, and those flyers have the QR code on them. If you click through the QR code on the flyers, you'll find the application, which is an online application form. But I'm also going to put my email address in the chat, and I'm going to put also my WhatsApp in the chat. If you can't find the information you need in the flyers, please, by all means, just send me an email or a message on WhatsApp, and I can send you the link to where to apply.
Thank you, Annie. La duración de cada nivel es de un semestre, so each level is 1 semester.
Yeah, so typically, we have 4 levels in our program. It starts with A2, which is high beginner. Well, and actually, I should ask, you're talking about in-person program or you're talking about online terms?
Viridiana, ¿es en persona o en línea? Tu pregunta.
In persona. Okay, so for the in-person program, yes, typically it takes 1 semester to go up a level. So from A2 to B1 and then B1 to B2, we estimate usually it takes about 1 semester. The experts in second language learning say you need around 200 hours of focused study in a language to go from one level to the next level. And so our semesters are about 270 hours, so it gets you a little bit more than that. In the online classes, a 6-week course that meets 4 hours a week, that's 24 hours. So it would take longer to move up through the levels of proficiency in a part-time program. But it is still valuable to, be taking as many online classes as you can if coming in person is not an option. And Joanna, did I answer that question also, or do you need more explanation? How long it takes to move up? Okay, perfect.
Yes. Awesome. Del B1 al C1 en persona también se requiere un semestre.
Yeah, so typically, yes. Like I say, it's usually going up 1 CEFR level in a semester if you're, working hard and making good progress. So if you're coming in with B2, we would expect most students can do it in 1 semester. Some students who maybe their progress just is not as fast, it might take 2 semesters. But usually, yes, from B2 to C1 would be in 1 semester.
But maybe they can mix it up, so they can, if they're able to go for the semester, they can do that and then come back and finish online, and then that would be a really comprehensive experience for them.
Yes, absolutely. Or the other way around, start online and then come for a semester in person, a half semester in person. These are all options, you know, depending on what works for your life, what works for your budget. But yes, kind of a combination of in-person and online can be a good option for many students.
Super. Gracias, it says here. ¿Alguien más? ¿En línea existe un programa intensivo para pasar de nivel un poco más rápido?
I wish that we were able to offer the full-time intensive program online. We have found that there's not enough students who are looking for 18 hours a week on Zoom. It's kind of a lot to be on a computer. And so unfortunately, we only offer in the online program part-time. But as Sophia mentioned, doing the combination of maybe studying with us first online, then maybe come for a half semester in person for an 8-week course, for example, in the fall or the spring, that can sometimes be enough to move up a whole level because you've started in the online person or program, continued intensively in person, or the other way around, come for half semester in person, continue with us online from there to get you over, you know, over the next part of that proficiency level.
Awesome. ¿Alguien más? ¿Alguna otra pregunta? ¿Para medio semestre se puede ir con visa de turista?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, it is possible. The one thing I will say about this is, if you have a tourist visa, a B visa, you can come for the half semester option because it's usually the B visa, the length is the right amount of time. The only issue is that on a B visa, you must study part-time. So because of the limitations of the B visa, you can't study full-time, but what it means is in our program, 3 classes is full-time, so you would have to take only 2 classes in person. It means during the fall and spring, instead of 18 weeks, it would be, instead of 18 hours, it would be 12 hours. Or in the summer term, if you came for the 6-week half semester, you could study 16 hours a week. Usually what it means is you take listening and speaking, reading and writing, but you remove the grammar course, or it can be any 2 out of the 3. But because the US government says tourist visas, you can do like what they call incidental study. They don't want you studying full-time on the tourist visa. They say if you're coming to study full-time, you should come on the student visa. So all that to say, yes, you can come and study in half semester on a B visa, especially if you already have a B visa, that can be a good option. But it would have to be 2 classes, not 3.
Thank you. ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Any other questions? Super. Annie, to be able to apply for the 20% discount from FUNED, they should write an email to you saying that they heard this information in this session, or how would that work?
Yeah, so they can send an email to me, and also I haven't done it yet, but I just need to send a message to our application, the person who manages our application form, and there's a question on the application that says, how did you hear about us? We will add the option FUNED, and so they can just select that on their application. But also I will keep an eye on any applications coming from Mexico, and I will see, okay, is this a FUNED student? And we will know. But yes, you should just send me an email or a WhatsApp message and say, hi, my name is Fernanda, or my name is Diana, or whatever, and I am coming from FUNED. Then we can know. Yes.
Oh, sounds good. Perfecto. Súper. ¿Alguien más? ¿Alguna otra pregunta? Okay.
Maybe I can also just say, I know that, the English course provides any certification. Yeah, so at the end of your studies, we provide you with a certificate that says you participated in our program, that you studied for, however many hours it is, 270, 24 hours, however many hours was your study program, and which courses that you took. So it's a nice certificate that says, it's from Northeastern Illinois University, and you can present that for, many purposes, job purposes, et cetera. You'll also, if you're studying in the in-person program, you'll also have the TOEFL ITB score that comes from that, and that can be useful for a variety of purposes. So yeah, there is a certification. I also just want to say, this is a difficult time, I think, in the relationship between our countries, United States and Mexico, and I'm very sad about that situation. I think we have such a strong, long historical relationship between the US and Mexico. But I will say here in Illinois, it has always been a very welcoming state. Our governor is very, very welcoming to newcomers, to immigrants, to the Mexican population. Chicago is a very welcoming city. And so we are still very much here to support all students coming from Mexico, and for many other parts of the world. We will help you through your study program. And I just want to be very clear, coming from the USA, we welcome you. We want you here in Chicago, here at Northeastern Illinois University.
Super. Thank you for that, Annie.
Of course, of course.
¿Alguien más? Anyone else? Okay, so I guess that's it. This session was being recorded, so grabamos esta sesión. Si alguien sabe de alguien que le pueda llegar a interesar esta información, díganles que va a estar en el YouTube de FUNED más tarde hoy o a más tardar mañana. Muchísimas gracias por conectarse, Annie. Thank you so much for your time and for your support to our students. Y ojalá se animen por esta opción, porque costo-beneficio hace mucho sentido, y ojalá se animen a visitar Chicago, porque no se van a arrepentir de pasar unas semanas en esa ciudad tan increíble. Thank you so much for your time, Annie. Hope to see you soon. And yeah, hope to see a lot of these people going and visiting you.
We hope to meet you all in Chicago or on Zoom very soon. Thank you so much, Sophia. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who attended today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.